Okay, you know the scene. You spot that annoying patch of mold in the corner during the winter. But then, the weather warms up, summer rolls in, and poof, it's gone. You probably think, phew, problem solved. But, well, I've got some news for you.
It's a super common thing to see, but it's also wrapped up in one of the biggest misconceptions about household mold. So let's get into why this happens and what it really means for your home.
The short answer, what you're seeing isn't a fix at all. It's basically a seasonal illusion. Summer isn't solving the problem, it's just doing a really good job of hiding it. To really understand why mold vanishes, we've got to go back to where it all starts. And that means we need to talk about winter. See, winter is basically a perfect storm for mold. As it gets colder outside, the inside surfaces of our homes, our walls, our windows, they get colder too. And what do? We shut the windows tight to stay warm. The problem is that traps all the moisture from cooking, showering, even just breathing right inside with us. You're basically creating this damp, chilly little paradise, and mold absolutely loves it. And get this, the way we heat our homes often makes it even worse. During the day, we might have the heating on. The air gets warm, and warm air can hold a lot of moisture, even if the room feels dry to you. But then at night, the heating clicks off. The room cools down fast, and that warm, moist air hits those now cold walls and windows. Bam! Condensation. This constant cycle of getting wet and then drying really slowly is like putting out a welcome mat for mold. But then, just like that, the seasons shift. The sun's out, it's warmer, and suddenly, the mold just vanishes. So what's actually happening here? Well, the conditions completely flip. The whole environment goes from being cold and damp to warm and dry. We finally throw open our windows, right? We let that fresh air circulate, and with all that extra warmth and airflow, any moisture on the walls dries up way faster. So here's the key. Summer doesn't kill the mold. All it does is make the conditions so bad for mold that it can't grow anymore. It just goes dormant. It's still there, just invisible to us, which gives us this totally false sense of security.
And this right here, this brings us to the most critical point of this whole explainer. There is a massive difference between a surface that's simply dry and a problem that's actually fixed.
You know, there's actually a name for this whole phenomenon. It's called seasonal masking. It's a perfect description, right? The warm weather literally just puts a mask over a much deeper issue in your house. Okay, this is the real aha moment. Summer drying is great at treating the symptom. It gets rid of surface moisture, makes the wall feel dry, and stops the mold from being visible. But here's what it does not do. It doesn't fix things like thermal bridges, those super cold spots on your walls where heat just leaks out. It doesn't fix bad airflow patterns or those stuffy, stagnant spots behind your wardrobe. All those root problems are still there, just waiting.
And that is why it always seems to come back in the exact same spot the next winter. It's not just bad luck. It's because the fundamental weakness in that part of your home was never, ever addressed. The problem never left.
So, instead of feeling relieved when the mold goes away, you should start seeing this whole seasonal cycle as a clue. It's your house literally giving you data, telling you exactly where its weak spots are.
If you ignore it, you get stuck in this really risky cycle of delay. The mold pops up in winter, it vanishes in the summer, we think, great, it's gone, and we don't do anything about it. Then next winter, it's back. And a lot of the time it's even worse because the real issue is just left to fester.
I love this quote because it completely reframes how you should look at this. The question shouldn't be, why did it go away? The real question is, okay, what changed to make it go away? And is that change going to reverse? And the answer is always yes, it will change back. And hey, here is a major warning sign you should look out for. If you see mold appearing really early, like in the late autumn, you need to pay attention. That's a huge sign that your home has a very low tolerance for even small changes in the weather. It means the second things get a little cooler or a bit damp, the problem kicks off, which points to bigger issues with moisture, heat loss, or ventilation.
So, when we boil it all down, what's the one message you really need to take away from all this?
That disappearing act you see every summer, it is not a cure. Think of it as just hitting the pause button. The mold, and more importantly, the conditions that let it thrive, are just dormant. They're lying in wait for winter to come back around.
So the next time you see a mold patch fade away with the warm weather, please don't be fooled by that seasonal illusion. Instead, ask yourself this question. Because summer isn't the time to relax, it's the perfect time to investigate and actually fix the root cause before winter comes knocking again.